Hi guys, it's a mad world. Beauty standards change so frequently that it is almost impossible to keep track. It turns out that the ideals of beauty not only change over time, but they differ across cultures as well. So why do we want to match up with these mythical beauty standards? Let's have a look at people whose unusual appearances prove that beauty is something that cannot be measured, compared, or evaluated. They show us that beauty is something intangible and precious that we all hold inside. Salcido lost both arms and left leg 20 years ago due to a home accident, when he received a very strong electric shock. His limbs were amputated, but his dreams were not. The 25-year-old girl learned to live with her physical disability. He is currently studying social communication in Guayaquil and hopes to work in the media in the future. Today, she texts with her toes faster than a two-handed individual, effortlessly applies a flawless, full face of makeup with her right foot that would make even the most sought-after celeb makeup artist blush, attends classes at university, and has recently taught herself to free dive, gracefully gliding underwater like a magical mermaid. Her next endeavor, to be an accomplished news journalist. 24-year-old Raj, from Uttar Pradesh in India, was born in 1999 but stopped growing in 2002 due to an undiagnosed rare condition. Just 22 inches tall and weighing only 22 kilos, his condition has also caused his bones to grow in unusual angles. Unfortunately, this affects his daily mobility. Having been seen by various doctors, no one was ever able to diagnose Raj's condition, let alone find a cure. Luckily, Raj can count on his mother's support for most things throughout his daily routine. However, despite the challenges he faces, Raj is able to work in his very own sweet shop and has become known locally due to his unique appearance. Telly Darl 25, has been living with the condition called lymphangioma since she was 4 years old. What her family first thought was a small mole on her eyeball swelled and nearly covered half of her face until she completely lost vision in her left eye. Lymphangiomas are rare, non-cancerous, fluid-filled growths in lymphatic vessels that can occur on the skin or on mucous membranes. Despite undergoing 2 surgeries in her hometown of Dumagat, Telly's tumor has remained the same size. After the third failed operation, doctors dissuaded her from going through more invasive procedures as the tumor had become intertwined with a vein connected to her brain. Though the cyst itself was benign, it led to Telly being shunned by her classmates in high school. Today, Telly has learned to live with lymphangioma, taking to social media to inspire others who have disabilities like herself. She creates video content such as makeup tutorials and funny skits to show that she is soldiering on despite the challenges she's faced. A 64-year-old grandfather, who had half his face blown off in a hunting accident, is the world's oldest person to ever have a full face transplant after becoming severely disfigured. Canadian man Maurice Desjardin, from Gatineau, Quebec, needed his jaws, teeth, lips, nose, and face muscles and nerves replaced in the extraordinary 30-hour operation. He was hit in the face by a bullet from a hunting rifle in 2011, but surgeons have successfully used a donor's face to rebuild his, giving him a new lease on life. Mr. Desjardins had to breathe through a hole in his neck because his face was so disfigured, and lived in constant pain before his life-changing operation. A team of 100 medical staff were involved in the operation, allowing Mr. Desjardins to now eat, speak, breathe, and even smell with his new face. Doctors said the operation was the last chance of restoring a normal life for Mr. Desjardins, who lived in constant pain for the 7 years after his accident. Nick Smith is one of the smallest men in the world, standing at 2 feet 6 inches. He suffers from microcephalic osteodysplastic primordial dwarfism, a rare condition which has a short life expectancy and causes illnesses often associated with old age. The 28-year-old from Georgia, USA, is pictured standing next to his 6 feet 5 and 25-year-old brother, Levi, who helped his big brother celebrate his special day. but they still enjoyed a game of indoor baseball at home, with their other brother Travis, also 6 feet 5 inches. Nick has defied all medical expectations as Mum Shelley were told he may not live as long as he had and didn't know if he would ever walk or talk. Shelley, of Commerce, Georgia, U.S., said, "We didn't even know that we would have him for 28 years and we don't know if we'll have him for 29. Nick has done everything more than the doctors could even imagine." Primordials can suffer with illnesses often associated with old age and their life expectancy is very short. Many die before the age Nick is now. Chelsea Pete, 34, was born with a rare condition called Sturge-Weber syndrome, a neurological disorder which means has a large birthmark on the left side of her face, along with glaucoma in her left eye. Such vicious abuse caused her self-esteem to plummet, and Chelsea said she never thought she would ever find true love, walk down the aisle, or have kids and a real family of her own. But after meeting Matt, 34, through mutual friends back in 2004, they began chatting more online and hit it off straight away, with the two eventually tying the knot in 2008, and after the happy couple welcomed their daughters Athena, 13, and Zelda, 3, Chelsea got the family she never dreamed she could have. Now the inspirational mother is sharing her story to raise awareness about her condition and to give hope to others who may have been bullied for their facial differences. Amari Stover of Alabama was been through a lot since the day he was born. His mother, Candace Stover, explained that he has a genetic condition called NF type 1. It's incurable and it causes tumors all over his body. According to his mom, he has one of the worst cases known, and although he was taking chemo and he will probably start taking it again, the doctors had paused it to see if they would go down. However, they have gotten worse since he's been off the chemo over the last year. Candace explains that he's normal just like any other little boy, even though people don't look at him like that due to the tumors on his face. The tumors on his face have gotten worse as he's gotten older, and they've begun to obstruct his sight. Candace explains that he can only see out of his right eye currently because of the tumors on his face. As the tumors grow, life becomes more difficult for Amari. In her desire to get some of the tumors on his face removed, Candace launched a GoFundMe campaign. She said, "I pray that something can be done. Thank you for watching. Write in the comments which of these people surprised you the most. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, press the bell and like. Bye.